As the day slowly fades, nature begins a gentle transformation. The bright energy of sunlight softens, shadows grow longer, and the world prepares itself for rest. The sky changes color gradually, moving from pale blue to warm orange, and finally into deep shades of purple and midnight blue. This transition is unhurried, almost ceremonial, as if the earth itself understands the importance of slowing down. The air becomes cooler, quieter, and more relaxed, inviting every living thing to settle into the calm rhythm of night. Deep within the jungles, life begins to move differently. Animals that were active during the day retreat into hidden spaces, resting among leaves, branches, and roots. Birds return to their nests, their calls fading one by one until silence gently takes over. The jungle does not become empty. Instead, it becomes peaceful. Leaves sway softly as a light wind passes through, carrying the scent of earth, trees, and distant rain. This wind feels slow and caring, brushing gently against the forest as if tucking it into sleep. As darkness deepens, nocturnal animals quietly awaken. Their movements are calm and careful, guided by instinct and the soft glow of the moon filtering through the canopy. Owls glide silently between trees, their wings barely disturbing the air. Small creatures move through the undergrowth, their steps gentle and deliberate. Nothing rushes. Everything flows at a pace that feels safe and comforting, as though the jungle itself is breathing slowly and deeply. Far beyond the forest, the mountains begin their nightly rest. During the day, they stand strong and bright under the sun, but at night, they soften. Snow-covered peaks glow faintly under moonlight, reflecting a quiet beauty that feels timeless. The wind moves slowly along the slopes, carrying tiny snow particles through the air. Each movement feels deliberate, calm, and balanced. The mountains do not sleep like living beings, yet their stillness suggests a deep, ancient rest. In colder regions, ice mountains and frozen seas enter a world of near silence. Ice stretches endlessly, glowing softly beneath the stars. The frozen ocean does not roar like warmer seas. Instead, it whispers. Gentle cracks and distant echoes move through the ice, subtle reminders that life and movement continue even in extreme cold. Beneath the ice, sea creatures glide slowly through dark waters, conserving energy, moving only when necessary. This quiet world teaches patience, calm, and trust in nature's rhythm. The oceans farther south also begin to rest. As night falls, waves slow slightly, becoming more rhythmic and soothing. Moonlight reflects across the water, creating silver paths that seem to lead into infinity. Beneath the surface, fish move in slow, synchronized patterns. Large sea animals glide calmly through deep waters, their movements graceful and effortless. The ocean at night feels like a cradle, rocking gently, encouraging everything within it to relax. High above, the sky becomes a vast blanket of stars. Clouds drift slowly, sometimes covering the moon, sometimes revealing it again in a peaceful dance. The night sky does not demand attention, it offers comfort. Looking upward, the mind naturally begins to slow. Thoughts stretch out, becoming softer, less urgent. The steady presence of stars reminds the observer that the universe is calm, ordered, and endlessly patient. Even places shaped by fire begin to rest at night. Burning mountains, known as volcanoes, glow faintly under darkness. Their energy feels contained, quiet, and controlled. Slow-moving lava emits a soft light, warming the surrounding land without chaos. At night, even fire seems calmer, as if it too respects the universal rhythm of rest. Smoke rises gently into the sky, blending with clouds and stars, becoming part of the night itself. As the wind travels across the earth, it carries this message of rest everywhere it goes. It passes through jungles, brushing leaves together in soft whispers. It moves across mountains, shaping snow into gentle patterns. It glides over oceans, creating small ripples that reflect moonlight. At night, the wind loses its urgency. It no longer rushes, it flows slowly, guiding the world towards stillness. When nature falls asleep, it does not stop living. It simply changes its pace. Activity becomes gentle, movement becomes meaningful, and sound becomes soft. This is the time when the world feels safest, most balanced, and deeply comforting. Observing this transition invites the mind to slow down as well. Breathing becomes deeper, muscles relax, thoughts drift like clouds across the night sky. In this quiet moment, surrounded by resting forests, calm seas, silent mountains, and star-filled skies, the world feels whole. There is nothing to chase, nothing to fix, and nothing to fear. Nature, in its wisdom, shows how rest is not weakness but a necessary part of balance. As the earth settles into its night rhythm, it gently invites every listener to do the same, to let go, to feel safe, and to drift peacefully toward sleep. As night settles more deeply across the earth, the jungles become wrapped in a soft blanket of calm. The heat of the day slowly fades, and the air cools just enough to feel refreshing. Tall trees stand quietly, their leaves no longer shaking with daytime energy, but moving only when a gentle breeze passes through. This wind does not rush. It moves slowly, almost respectfully, brushing against branches and creating a soft rustling sound that feels like a natural lullaby. The jungle, once alive with loud calls and movement, now hums quietly with peaceful life. Animals within the jungle respond instinctively to this change. Large animals find safe places to rest, settling their bodies into the earth, grass, or shaded areas beneath thick foliage. Their breathing slows, their muscles relax, and their awareness softens. Smaller animals curl into hidden spaces, beneath roots or inside hollow logs, where the night offers protection and comfort. Even insects reduce their movement, creating long moments of near silence, broken only by the occasional soft chirp that blends perfectly into the night. Nocturnal creatures begin their gentle routines without disturbing the calm. Their movements are light and careful, guided by moonlight filtering through the canopy above. An owl glides silently between trees, its wings barely touching the air. A slow-moving animal steps carefully across the forest floor, aware of every sound and shadow. There is no urgency in these movements. Everything unfolds slowly, calmly, as though the jungle itself is guiding the rhythm. The wind weaves its way through the trees, carrying scents of damp soil, leaves, and distant water. It flows around trunks and branches, creating soft, rhythmic sounds that feel steady and reassuring. When the wind pauses, the silence feels full rather than empty. It is a silence rich with presence, filled with the quiet awareness of countless lives resting together under the same sky. This balance between sound and silence is what makes the night jungle feel so deeply comforting. As the hours pass, the jungle temperature continues to drop slightly, creating an ideal environment for rest. Moisture gathers on leaves, forming tiny droplets that reflect faint moonlight. Occasionally, a drop falls gently to the ground, producing a soft sound that blends seamlessly into the night. These small details often go unnoticed during the day, but at night, they become part of the soothing rhythm that guides the mind toward relaxation. Beyond the jungle, rivers and streams slow their visible movement. Water still flows, but its surface becomes smoother, reflecting stars and moonlight in broken patterns. The sound of water softens, losing its sharp edges and becoming more fluid and calming. Animals that rely on these water sources approach carefully, drink quietly, and retreat without disruption. The night teaches restraint and balance, reminding every living thing to take only what it needs and move gently through the world. Above the jungle, the sky feels vast and protective. Clouds drift slowly, their edges illuminated softly by moonlight. Stars remain steady and distant, offering a sense of continuity and reassurance. The sky does not change quickly at night. It moves slowly, encouraging patience and calm observation. Watching the sky naturally slows the breath and eases the mind, creating space for rest to arrive naturally. In distant mountain regions, this same calm spreads outward. Wind flows down slopes and through valleys, carrying the cool breath of night into forests and plains. Snow-covered areas glow faintly under starlight, untouched and serene. The contrast between the dark sky and pale snow creates a visual stillness that feels almost sacred. Nothing demands attention here. Everything simply exists in peaceful harmony. The night is also a time of subtle communication. Animals sense changes in temperature, light, and sound, adjusting their behavior without thought or worry. There is no resistance to the night, only acceptance. This effortless transition from activity to rest is something nature performs perfectly night after night. Observing this process reminds the listener that rest is not something to force, but something to allow. As the jungle continues its slow descent into deeper sleep, the overall energy shifts even further. Sounds become less frequent. Movements become rarer. The world feels held, supported by darkness rather than hidden by it. Darkness here is not frightening. It is nurturing, wrapping the land in safety and calm. In this quiet environment, the human mind begins to mirror nature's rhythm. Thoughts slow. Tension softens. Awareness turns inward. Just as animals trust the night to protect them, the listener can trust this moment to rest. The jungle's gentle stillness, the soft wind, and the distant sounds of nature work together to guide the body and mind toward deeper relaxation. When nature falls asleep in the jungle, it does so gracefully. Nothing stops suddenly. Everything slows naturally, smoothly, and with purpose. This gentle surrender to rest is a lesson repeated every night, offering comfort, balance, and peace. As the forest breathes quietly under the stars, it invites all who listen to breathe slowly, let go, and drift calmly toward sleep. As the night deepens further, the ocean begins its slow and gentle transition into rest. During the day, the sea reflects bright sunlight and constant motion, but at night, it becomes softer, calmer, and more rhythmic. Waves no longer crash with force. Instead, they rise and fall steadily, creating a soothing pattern that feels almost hypnotic. The surface of the water reflects moonlight in long, shimmering paths, guiding the eye toward the distant horizon where sea and sky blend into one quiet presence. Beneath the surface, life continues in a calm and unhurried way. Schools of fish move together slowly, their bodies gliding through the dark water with synchronized precision. Each movement is smooth and intentional, conserving energy and maintaining balance. In deeper waters, larger sea creatures navigate quietly, their massive forms moving effortlessly through the ocean's depths. Their presence is felt more than seen, a reminder of the vast, living world hidden beneath the gentle surface. The night sea carries a unique kind of silence. It is not the absence of sound, but a soft blend of subtle noises that work together to calm the mind. The quiet splash of a distant wave, the faint movement of water against rocks, and the gentle whisper of wind across the surface all create a natural rhythm. This rhythm slows breathing, eases tension, and invites a sense of safety and peace. In colder regions, ice seas reflect a different kind of nighttime rest. Vast sheets of ice stretch across the water, glowing faintly under moonlight and stars. The ice does not move quickly. It shifts slowly, producing soft cracks and distant echoes that travel gently across the frozen surface. These sounds feel deep and ancient, carrying the history of countless nights passed in silence. Beneath the ice, marine life moves slowly, protected from the cold by thick layers of water and instinctive calm. The night ocean also becomes a place of subtle light. Tiny bioluminescent organisms glow softly in the dark, responding gently to movement in the water. As fish pass through, trails of faint blue and green light appear, then slowly fade away. This glowing effect feels magical yet peaceful, like underwater stars drifting in a slow, endless dance. Watching this soft light encourages the mind to focus, relax, and let go of restless thoughts. Above the sea, the night sky stretches wide and open. Stars reflect faintly on the water's surface, creating the illusion of two skies, one above and one below. Clouds move slowly, occasionally softening the moonlight, only to reveal it again moments later. The sky's slow movement matches the rhythm of the sea, reinforcing a sense of balance and harmony that feels deeply comforting. As the hours pass, the temperature of the sea cools slightly, and the air becomes crisp and clean. The wind flows gently across the water, creating small ripples that catch the moonlight. This wind carries the scent of salt and distant shores, connecting the ocean to the land in a quiet exchange. Nothing feels separate. Sea, sky, and air move together in a single calm rhythm. Nighttime is also a moment of rest for many sea animals. Some settle into coral reefs or along the ocean floor, reducing movement and conserving energy. Others float gently, carried by currents that move slowly and predictably. Even predators adjust their pace, hunting carefully and efficiently without unnecessary effort. The ocean at night demonstrates a powerful lesson in balance, showing that strength does not require speed or force. Along distant shores, the sea meets the land softly. Waves roll onto sand with gentle persistence, leaving thin lines of foam that glow faintly before dissolving back into the water. Rocks near the shore remain still, polished by countless nights of quiet waves. The shoreline becomes a place of reflection, where land and sea rest together under the watchful sky. As nature continues to fall asleep, the night ocean becomes a cradle of calm. Its steady movement, soft sounds, and subtle light create an environment where the mind naturally slows. Thoughts drift like waves, coming and going without effort. There is no need to hold on to anything. The sea reminds the listener that rest is a natural state, something that arrives when resistance fades. In this peaceful moment, surrounded by the quiet power of the ocean, the body and mind begin to mirror the sea's rhythm. Breathing deepens, muscles loosen, awareness becomes gentle and open. Just as the ocean trusts the night to guide its movement, the listener can trust this moment to guide them toward deep, restorative sleep. As the night moves deeper, the mountains begin to express their quiet strength. During the day, mountains appear bold and commanding, standing tall against the sky. At night, however, their presence softens. Shadows stretch gently across their slopes, and moonlight outlines their shapes with calm precision. The air around the mountains cools steadily, creating a sense of freshness that feels clean and calming. Nothing moves quickly here. Every element exists in stillness, allowing the land to rest. Snow-covered mountains glow faintly under the stars, reflecting light in a soft and comforting way. The snow absorbs sound, creating a deep silence that feels peaceful rather than empty. Wind travels slowly across the peaks, carrying fine snow particles that drift gently through the air. These movements are subtle and graceful, like slow-motion brushstrokes across the landscape. The mountains seem to breathe slowly, holding centuries of calm within their stone and ice. Farther up the slopes, ice mountains rest in near total silence. Thick layers of ice and snow reflect moonlight, creating a world that feels untouched and timeless. The cold air remains still, broken only by the occasional soft movement of wind. Deep within the ice, slow cracks form and release tension quietly, reminding us that even the most solid structures adjust gently over time. This quiet release mirrors the way nature lets go as it prepares for rest. In the valleys below, forests connected to the mountains settle into stillness. Trees stand tall and unmoving, their branches heavy with rest. The wind flows gently through them, creating soft whispers that echo lightly between trunks. Leaves touch one another briefly, producing sounds that feel rhythmic and soothing. These natural whispers form a calming pattern, encouraging the mind to slow and follow the gentle pace of the night. Animals living in mountainous regions adjust their behavior instinctively. Many retreat into safe shelters, finding warmth among rocks, snow, or dense vegetation. Their movements become minimal, focused only on comfort and survival. Others move quietly across the terrain, guided by moonlight and instinct. There is no urgency, only awareness. Every step is careful, every movement intentional, preserving energy and maintaining balance. As the night continues, clouds drift across mountain peaks, occasionally hiding stars and moonlight before slowly revealing them again. This gradual change in light feels hypnotic, creating a gentle rhythm between brightness and shadow. The sky above the mountains feels vast and protective, stretching endlessly and holding the land beneath it. Watching the sky encourages calm observation, allowing thoughts to soften and slow. In distant regions, burning mountains also respond to the night. Volcanoes, often associated with intense power, appear calmer after sunset. Their glowing lava moves slowly, emitting a warm, steady light rather than explosive energy. The surrounding land remains quiet, illuminated gently by this natural glow. Smoke rises softly into the night sky, blending with clouds and stars. Even fire, at night, becomes controlled and steady, contributing to the overall balance of rest. The wind continues its journey across the mountains, carrying messages of calm from peak to valley. It shapes snow into smooth patterns, glides across ridges, and flows downward into forests and plains. This wind does not disturb, it guides. Its steady movement creates a continuous connection between different parts of the land, reminding everything that rest is shared, not isolated. The stillness of the mountains encourages deep reflection. In this environment, the mind naturally becomes quieter. Thoughts stretch out, losing their sharp edges. Concerns fade into the background, replaced by a sense of presence and grounding. The mountains do not demand attention, they offer stability. Their ancient stillness reassures the listener that rest is safe and supported. As nature falls asleep in these high places, the world feels balanced and whole. The quiet strength of mountains, the soft glow of snow and ice, and the gentle movement of wind combine to create a peaceful atmosphere. This calm is not fragile, it is deep and enduring. It has existed for thousands of years and will continue long after the night passes. In this moment, surrounded by resting peaks and silent valleys, the listener is invited to slow completely. Breathing becomes steady, muscles relax. Awareness drifts gently, like snow settling softly onto the land. The mountains, standing quietly under the stars, offer their calm to anyone willing to receive it. As the night holds them in stillness, they guide the mind toward the same peaceful rest, allowing sleep to arrive naturally and effortlessly. As the night grows quieter, the wind becomes the gentle storyteller of the sleeping world. It moves slowly across open land, carrying the calm of the dark sky with it. During the day, wind often feels restless, but at night it softens, flowing with patience and purpose. It glides across fields, hills, and forests, touching everything lightly, as if reminding the earth that it is time to rest. The sound of night wind is low and steady, never demanding attention, only offering comfort. In the forests, the wind weaves itself between tall trees. Branches sway slowly, leaves brushing against one another in quiet harmony. This movement creates a soft, continuous whisper, a sound that feels deeply soothing. Trees respond naturally, bending just enough to follow the flow of air without resistance. Their stillness between each gentle movement adds to the calming rhythm, creating long moments of peaceful silence followed by soft sound. The forest feels alive, yet completely at ease. At night, the wind also carries scents that feel grounding and familiar. The smell of damp soil, pine needles, moss, and distant water blends into the cool air. Breathing in this air feels refreshing and calming, as though it clears the mind along with the lungs. This connection between breath and nature helps the body relax more deeply, aligning human rhythm with the slower pace of the sleeping world. As the wind continues its journey, it moves upward into higher landscapes. In mountainous forests, it passes through snow-covered trees, lifting small flakes into the air. These flakes drift slowly downward, catching faint moonlight before settling quietly back onto branches and ground. The sound of snow moving is barely noticeable, adding to the sense of stillness rather than breaking it. Everything feels gentle, deliberate, and safe. Even in open areas, the night wind remains calm. It flows across plains and frozen land, shaping snow into smooth, flowing patterns. There is no rush, no sudden change. The wind seems to know exactly where to go and how fast to move. This steady behavior creates a sense of trust, reminding the listener that nature follows rhythms far older and wiser than human schedules. Near the sea, the wind becomes a bridge between land and water. It moves across the ocean surface, creating soft ripples that reflect moonlight. The sound of this movement blends with the gentle rhythm of waves, forming a continuous, soothing soundscape. The wind carries salt from the sea toward the shore, connecting distant places through invisible paths. At night, this connection feels peaceful and complete. The interaction between wind and trees becomes especially calming as the night deepens. Tall trees move slowly, their branches tracing soft arcs against the sky. Smaller plants respond with subtle movements, barely noticeable but perfectly synchronized. This shared motion feels like a quiet dance, guided by the wind's gentle direction. There is no struggle, only cooperation. Animals respond instinctively to the night wind. Many settle more deeply into rest, sensing the stable conditions around them. Birds tuck their heads beneath wings, protected from cool air by feathers and instinct. Ground animals find sheltered spaces where the wind passes overhead without disturbing them. Even insects reduce their movement, conserving energy and embracing stillness. In colder regions, the wind travels carefully across ice and snow. It avoids sudden gusts, instead flowing smoothly over frozen surfaces. The sound here is minimal, sometimes just a faint whisper across ice fields. This quiet movement enhances the feeling of isolation and peace, allowing the vastness of frozen landscapes to feel comforting rather than empty. The night wind also shapes the atmosphere of the sky. Clouds drift slowly, guided by its steady flow. Stars remain visible through gaps, creating a gentle balance between light and darkness. The sky feels calm and expansive, offering a sense of protection to everything below. Watching clouds move slowly across the stars encourages patience and quiet observation. As nature continues to fall asleep, the wind plays its role with care and balance. It does not disturb rest, it supports it. Its steady presence reassures the land, the water, and all living beings that the night is safe. This quiet guidance allows everything to relax fully, trusting the rhythm of darkness. For the listener, the wind's movement becomes a guide toward deeper calm. Breathing naturally slows to match its pace. Muscles soften. Thoughts become lighter and less defined. The wind teaches that rest does not require effort, only permission. As it flows gently through trees, across snow, and over water, it invites the mind to follow, drifting slowly and peacefully toward sleep. As the night becomes deeper and more settled, snowfall begins to shape the quiet world in gentle ways. Snow does not fall with urgency. Each flake drifts slowly through the air, guided softly by gravity and the calm night wind. The movement is unhurried and peaceful, creating a scene that feels timeless. As snow reaches the ground, it settles gently, layering the land in soft white silence. This slow covering transforms forests, mountains, and open fields into places of comfort and stillness. Snow has a unique way of absorbing sound, making the world feel quieter with every passing moment. Footsteps fade quickly, distant movements soften, and even the wind seems to lower its voice. Trees stand calmly beneath the weight of snow, their branches bending slightly but never resisting. The white covering reflects moonlight faintly, creating a soft glow that replaces darkness with calm visibility. Everything appears smoother, gentler, and more peaceful under snow. In snow-covered forests, animals adjust naturally to the night. Many retreat into warm shelters, burrows, or thick vegetation. Their movements slow, conserving energy and embracing rest. Tracks left in the snow tell quiet stories of earlier activity, but as fresh flakes fall, these marks gently disappear, leaving the forest clean and undisturbed. This cycle of movement and erasure feels soothing, reminding the observer that nature releases the past without effort. Higher in the mountains, snow continues to fall lightly, carried by slow-moving winds. Peaks remain silent and still, their sharp edges softened by thick layers of ice and snow. The cold air feels clean and pure, encouraging deep, steady breathing. The silence here feels protective, wrapping the landscape in calm rather than isolation. Time seems to slow even further, stretching moments into long periods of peaceful awareness. In frozen regions, ice mountains glow under starlight, reflecting pale blues and silvers into the night sky. The frozen surface remains largely motionless, but deep within the ice, subtle shifts occur. These movements are slow and quiet, releasing tension gradually without disruption. The ice teaches patience, showing how even the strongest forms adjust gently over time. This quiet transformation mirrors the way the body relaxes when given permission to rest. Snow also transforms open plains and valleys into wide, peaceful spaces. The ground becomes smooth and uninterrupted, free from sharp lines or harsh contrasts. Wind travels gently across these surfaces, shaping small ridges and curves that flow naturally. These patterns appear briefly before changing again, never fixed, always calm. Watching these shapes encourages the mind to let go of rigid thoughts and embrace fluidity. In snowy coastal regions, ice meets sea in a delicate balance. Frozen edges frame the water, while slow-moving waves continue beneath the surface. The sound here is minimal, a quiet combination of water movement and distant ice shifting. Marine animals beneath the ice move slowly, protected from the cold by layers of water and instinctive calm. This hidden world continues peacefully, untouched by the stillness above. The night sky above snowy landscapes feels vast and steady. Stars shine clearly through crisp air, their light reflected softly by the snow below. Clouds move slowly, guided by gentle winds, creating long periods of calm visibility. The sky feels closer in snowy regions, as if leaning gently over the land, offering protection and comfort. As snow continues to fall, the entire environment becomes more unified. Differences between landforms soften. Forests, mountains, and fields blend into a single peaceful scene. This unity creates a powerful sense of balance, reminding the observer that nature works as one connected system. Nothing stands alone, and nothing feels rushed. For the listener, snowfall becomes a visual and mental anchor. Watching flakes drift slowly downward naturally slows breathing and heart rate. Muscles relax as attention focuses gently on the present moment. Thoughts become lighter, less demanding. Snow does not ask for attention, it invites quiet observation. When nature falls asleep beneath snow, it does so completely and gracefully. The world becomes wrapped in stillness, protected by silence and softness. This calm is deep and restorative, offering reassurance that rest is safe and necessary. As snow continues to fall gently through the night, it carries the listener toward deeper relaxation, guiding the mind softly and steadily into peaceful sleep. As the night continues its gentle journey, the sky becomes a central presence in the sleeping world. During the day, the sky feels distant and busy, filled with movement and brightness. At night, it slows down, opening itself wide and calm. The deep darkness of the sky does not feel empty. Instead, it feels protective, like a soft canopy resting over the earth. Stars appear gradually, one by one, steady and quiet, offering a sense of timeless reassurance. The moon rises higher, spreading a soft silver light across land and water. Its glow does not overpower the night but gently reveals shapes and textures. Mountains appear smoother, forests look calmer, and oceans reflect long, shimmering paths of light. The moon's presence feels steady and comforting, unchanged by the passage of time. This consistency creates a sense of safety, encouraging everything below to relax further. Clouds drift slowly across the sky, guided by gentle winds. Their movement is unhurried, creating long moments of stillness followed by gradual change. Sometimes they soften the moonlight, dimming it just enough to deepen the sense of calm. At other times, they part to reveal stars shining clearly again. This balance between light and shadow feels soothing, like a slow rhythm that the mind can follow effortlessly. High in the sky, stars remain fixed in their patterns. Their light travels vast distances, arriving quietly and without urgency. Looking at stars naturally shifts attention away from immediate concerns and towards something larger and more stable. This perspective helps the mind release tension, reminding the listener that rest is natural and supported by the universe itself. The sky also reflects subtle changes in temperature and air movement. Cool air settles closer to the ground, while warmer currents remain higher, creating layers of calm stability. These invisible patterns guide clouds and winds gently, without sudden shifts. The atmosphere feels balanced, predictable, and peaceful, reinforcing the sense that the night is a safe time to rest. Over oceans, the sky and water appear almost connected. Stars reflect faintly on calm waves, creating a mirror-like effect that blurs the boundary between above and below. This reflection adds depth to the scene, making the night feel expansive yet intimate. The ocean moves in harmony with the sky, responding to moonlight and wind with slow, rhythmic motion. In mountainous regions, the sky feels closer, wrapping peaks and valleys in quiet presence. The contrast between dark sky and pale snow creates a visual stillness that feels deeply calming. Even the wind seems to respect this stillness, moving carefully and slowly across the landscape. The sky here feels watchful and protective, holding the mountains in gentle silence. The night sky also influences animal behavior. Many creatures rely on moonlight and starlight to guide their movements. Nocturnal animals move confidently yet calmly, guided by familiar patterns of light and shadow. Others remain still, trusting the sky to signal when it is safe to rest. This quiet communication between sky and life on Earth demonstrates a deep natural harmony. As hours pass, the sky changes subtly. Stars shift slightly, clouds drift onward, and the moon moves slowly across the darkness. These changes are gradual, almost imperceptible, reinforcing the sense that time at night moves gently. There is no rush, no demand, only steady progression toward deeper rest. For the listener, the sky becomes a source of comfort and release. Gazing upward, even in imagination, naturally slows the mind. Thoughts stretch out and soften, losing their urgency. Breathing becomes deeper and more rhythmic. The vastness of the sky creates space within, allowing worries to dissolve quietly. When nature falls asleep beneath the night sky, it does so with trust. The sky offers consistency, protection, and calm. Its slow movements and steady presence guide everything below toward rest. As stars continue to shine softly and clouds drift peacefully, the sky invites the listener to let go completely, to feel supported, and to drift gently into deep, restorative sleep. As the night stretches onward, the forests enter an even deeper state of rest. The energy that once moved through leaves and branches during the day now feels settled and quiet. Trees stand tall and still, their roots firmly grounded in the cool earth. The connection between soil and trunk feels strong and calm, as though the forest is holding itself gently in place. Every tree seems aware of the night, responding with patience and stillness. The wind around trees becomes softer, almost careful. Instead of strong gusts, it arrives in slow waves, brushing branches lightly and moving leaves just enough to create a quiet rustling sound. This sound is steady and rhythmic, never sharp or sudden. It blends seamlessly with the silence, adding texture without breaking calm. Each pause between movements feels long and comforting, allowing the forest to rest fully. At night, forests reveal a different kind of life. Animals that remain awake move quietly, respecting the stillness around them. Their steps are light, their presence subtle. Others remain completely still, wrapped in sleep and warmth. The forest does not feel empty, it feels balanced. Every living thing seems to know its place within the rhythm of the night. Moisture gathers on leaves and bark, forming tiny droplets that reflect faint moonlight. These droplets remain still for long moments before slowly falling to the ground. The sound they make is soft and gentle, blending into the natural quiet. This slow movement of water adds to the forest's calming atmosphere, reminding the listener that even the smallest details unfold peacefully at night. In colder forests, snow rests quietly on branches and needles. Trees carry this weight without strain, bending gently when necessary. The wind moves through these snow-covered branches carefully, lifting small amounts of snow into the air before letting it settle again. The resulting movement is slow and graceful, creating a scene that feels almost dreamlike. Sound is absorbed by snow, deepening the forest's silence. Deeper within the forest, the ground feels soft and supportive. Layers of leaves, moss, and soil cushion every movement. This softness creates a sense of safety, allowing animals to rest without disturbance. Even insects reduce their activity, finding shelter and conserving energy. The entire forest appears to be breathing slowly, rising and falling in a steady, calming rhythm. As night progresses, the forest temperature stabilizes. Cool air settles evenly, removing the sharp contrasts of daytime heat. This balance allows living things to rest more deeply. The forest becomes a space where nothing is required, where existence alone is enough. This feeling of permission to simply be is one of the forest's greatest gifts at night. The forest canopy frames the night sky above, creating small windows of stars and moonlight. Light filters through branches gently, creating soft patterns on the ground. These patterns remain mostly still, changing only when the wind moves slowly through the trees. Watching this interplay of light and shadow feels meditative, encouraging focus and relaxation. The wind continues its gentle conversation with the forest, carrying distant sounds from rivers, mountains, or open fields. These sounds arrive softly, muted by trees and night air. They blend into the background, adding depth without demanding attention. The forest becomes a place where many environments connect quietly, sharing their calm. For the listener, this deep forest stillness creates an ideal space for rest. The mind mirrors the environment, becoming quieter and less reactive. Thoughts slow and stretch out, losing their urgency. The body responds by relaxing muscles and easing breath. There is a sense of being held and supported by the forest's steady presence. When nature falls asleep within forests, it does so completely and gracefully. Trees stand watch without effort, animals rest without fear, and the wind moves without disturbance. This harmony creates a deeply comforting atmosphere, one that invites the listener to release all tension and trust the night. Surrounded by gentle wind, quiet trees, and soft darkness, the mind drifts naturally toward peaceful, restorative sleep. As the night reaches its calmest hours, the icy seas enter a state of deep stillness. Unlike warmer oceans, ice seas move quietly, with long stretches of near silence. Vast sheets of ice float gently on dark water, reflecting faint starlight and moonlight. The surface appears almost motionless, creating a peaceful contrast between solid ice and slow-moving water beneath. This quiet balance feels ancient and steady, shaped by countless nights of rest. Beneath the ice, the ocean remains alive but calm. Cold water moves slowly, conserving energy and maintaining stability. Marine animals glide gently through the darkness, guided by instinct rather than urgency. Their movements are smooth and controlled, leaving the water undisturbed. In this hidden world, rest and awareness exist together, forming a quiet harmony beneath the frozen surface. The soundscape of the ice sea is subtle and calming. Occasionally, distant cracks echo softly as ice adjusts its position. These sounds are not sudden or alarming. They are deep and low, traveling slowly across the frozen landscape. Each sound fades gently into silence, reinforcing the sense of safety and balance. The ice releases tension gradually, just as the body does when it relaxes fully. Moonlight reflects softly off the ice, creating gentle patterns of light and shadow. The frozen surface glows faintly, illuminating the night without harshness. This light reveals smooth textures and flowing shapes formed by wind and water over time. The simplicity of these shapes feels soothing, inviting quiet observation without effort or thought. In these cold regions, wind moves carefully. It glides over ice rather than rushing across it, producing a soft, steady sound. Snow particles lift briefly into the air before settling again, never disturbing the calm. The wind's behavior here feels respectful, as though it understands the fragile balance of the frozen sea. Above the ice sea, the sky appears especially clear. Stars shine brightly through cold, crisp air, their light sharp yet gentle. The vastness of the sky mirrors the openness of the frozen landscape below. This reflection creates a sense of expansion, allowing the mind to feel spacious and free. The cold does not feel harsh, it feels clean and calming. Animals living near the ice sea adapt naturally to the night. They rest during the coldest hours, conserving warmth and energy. When they move, they do so slowly and deliberately, minimizing effort. Their presence adds life to the frozen environment without disrupting its stillness. Everything feels measured, balanced, and calm. The ice sea also influences distant regions. Cold air flows slowly outward, shaping wind patterns and temperatures far beyond the frozen surface. This quiet influence spreads calm across the planet, reminding the listener that even distant, unseen places play a role in Earth's balance. The ice sea rests, yet its presence is powerful and steady. As time passes, the frozen sea remains largely unchanged. This consistency creates a deep sense of security. Nothing unexpected happens. Nothing demands attention. The world here feels reliable, predictable, and safe. This environment encourages deep relaxation, allowing the mind to let go of alertness and sink into rest. For the listener, imagining the ice sea at night brings a unique sense of calm. The quiet vastness, gentle light, and slow movement help quiet racing thoughts. Breathing becomes slower and deeper, matching the steady rhythm of the frozen world. Muscles relax and awareness softens. When nature falls asleep in icy seas, it does so with profound stillness. Ice floats gently, water moves quietly, and life continues calmly beneath the surface. This peaceful balance offers reassurance that rest is not the absence of life, but a different expression of it. Surrounded by cold clarity and silent strength, the listener is guided gently toward deeper, more restful sleep. As the night deepens further, the gentle rhythm of the ocean becomes even more pronounced. The waves, once lively and bright in the sunlight, now move slowly and deliberately, creating a natural cadence that lulls everything around them. Moonlight stretches across the water, forming long, shimmering paths that seem to lead into infinity. This quiet reflection creates a hypnotic visual, inviting both the mind and body to slow down in unison with the sea. Beneath the surface, marine life continues with the same calm precision. Fish glide in coordinated schools, moving effortlessly as though part of a synchronized ballet. Larger animals, such as whales and seals, drift through deeper waters, their movements slow and graceful. Each creature adapts instinctively to the night, conserving energy and maintaining balance. The ocean is alive, yet it feels serene and controlled, offering a powerful example of natural harmony. The sound of the sea at night is soft and soothing. Gentle lapping against the shore, faint splashes from distant creatures, and the rhythmic rise and fall of waves blend into a calming symphony. There are no sudden crashes or loud disturbances, only the steady, predictable flow of water. Listening to these subtle sounds helps slow breathing, ease tension, and encourages a sense of safety and comfort. Ice-covered coastal regions reveal a slightly different yet equally peaceful scene. Thick ice rests along the shore, reflecting pale moonlight, while dark water moves slowly beneath. The contrast between solid ice and moving water creates a visual balance that feels meditative. Soft cracks occasionally echo across the ice, but they are gentle and rhythmic, adding texture without breaking the calm. The wind over the sea travels slowly, touching waves without rushing them. It carries a subtle salt scent and mixes gently with cooler air from nearby lands. The interaction between wind and water produces soft ripples that shimmer in the moonlight. The movement is continuous but unhurried, forming a natural rhythm that encourages deep relaxation for anyone observing. Above the sea, the sky remains vast and protective. Stars twinkle softly, and the moon moves slowly across the horizon. Clouds drift gradually, casting occasional shadows that pass lightly over the water. This combination of light and shadow creates a soothing visual pattern, a gentle reminder of the slow passage of time and the peaceful continuity of night. Nocturnal birds and animals near the coast follow the same calm rhythm. Seabirds rest quietly, tucked into sheltered areas, while small mammals navigate the shoreline with careful, deliberate steps. Even creatures that remain active at night move without haste, maintaining the peaceful atmosphere established by the ocean and wind. The interconnectedness of land, sea, and life becomes evident in this harmony. The ocean's influence spreads beyond its immediate surroundings. The steady rhythm of waves, the soft touch of wind, and the expansive night sky collectively affect the climate and air movement in nearby regions. This natural consistency creates an environment where all living things can rest safely, knowing that the world around them follows a reliable, comforting pattern. For the observer, the nighttime sea provides a mental sanctuary. Watching the gentle waves, the soft glow of moonlight, and the rhythmic movement of marine life encourages the mind to release tension. Thoughts slow, focus shifts inward, and breathing becomes steady. The body responds naturally, relaxing muscles and easing the heart rate, preparing for deep, restorative sleep. When nature falls asleep along the ocean at night, It does so gracefully and completely. Water moves, life continues, and yet everything feels calm and measured. The combination of moonlight, gentle waves, soft wind, and quiet animal life creates a powerful sense of balance. It reassures the listener that rest is natural, safe, and essential. As the night carries on, the ocean continues its slow, hypnotic rhythm, inviting anyone nearby, whether human or animal, to drift peacefully toward sleep. As the night continues, the vast jungles enter their deepest moments of rest. The rhythmic breathing of the forest seems to slow, syncing with the faint rustle of leaves moved by a gentle wind. Sunlight has long disappeared, replaced by soft moonlight filtering through the dense canopy. Shadows stretch delicately across moss-covered ground, creating patterns that shift slowly as the wind flows, like a slow, natural dance that is both calming and hypnotic. Animals within the jungle respond instinctively to this quiet. Larger creatures remain tucked into hidden spaces beneath trees or deep within thick vegetation. Their muscles relax, and every breath is slow and steady, matching the tranquil rhythm of the night. Smaller animals, from tiny mammals to insects, find shelter in leaves, hollows, and undergrowth. Their movements are nearly imperceptible, adding to the overall stillness of the jungle rather than disturbing it. Nocturnal creatures begin their soft routines without breaking the calm. Owls glide silently through the moonlit branches, their wings moving in smooth arcs that make no sound. Slow, deliberate footsteps of other nocturnal animals create faint impressions on the soft forest floor. Every movement is purposeful and measured, a natural demonstration of patience and control. The jungle at night is alive, yet it does not feel busy or hurried. It exists in a state of deliberate calm. Wind weaves its way through the canopy, brushing against leaves and swaying branches lightly. Its touch is almost imperceptible, but it carries the subtle sense of earth, wet moss, and distant water. The sound of leaves rustling blends seamlessly into silence, forming a soft, natural melody that encourages the mind to relax. The forest, guided by the night wind, seems to breathe slowly as a whole, inviting anyone present to do the same. Moisture collected from earlier rains clings to leaves and branches, forming tiny droplets that glisten faintly under moonlight. These droplets occasionally fall to the ground, creating delicate, sporadic sounds that echo briefly before fading. This subtle interplay of sound and stillness enhances the sense of tranquility, reminding the listener that night is not a void but a space of gentle presence. Deeper within the jungle, rivers and streams reflect the calmness of the night. Their surfaces, illuminated by moonlight, flow slowly and without agitation. Fish beneath the surface move in measured patterns, maintaining balance while conserving energy. The soft sounds of flowing water, combined with faint wind and animal movements, create a layered, natural symphony that soothes both mind and body. The jungle floor itself becomes a haven of calm. Fallen leaves, moss, and soil create a soft carpet, muffling footsteps and absorbing sound. Animals and insects adjust their behaviors in response, moving more quietly or resting completely. Even the occasional distant call of a nocturnal bird adds depth to the peaceful environment, reinforcing the sense of life coexisting in a measured, respectful rhythm. High above, the night sky stretches wide, visible through openings in the canopy. Stars shine steadily, and the moon casts a soft glow across the landscape. Clouds drift slowly, guided by gentle winds, occasionally dimming or revealing the moonlight. This slow dance between light and shadow complements the rhythmic movements within the jungle, creating a visual and auditory harmony that encourages the mind to slow. As the night deepens, the jungle's stillness affects nearby regions. Winds carry calm scents and soft sounds across mountains, plains, and distant rivers, spreading the influence of rest. Animals further afield adjust naturally to the quieter conditions, conserving energy and embracing the slow rhythm. The jungle becomes a source of subtle guidance for the surrounding environment, demonstrating that rest is interconnected across landscapes. For the listener, this nighttime jungle experience offers a sanctuary. Observing the slow movements, soft sounds, and gentle rhythms naturally encourages slower breathing, relaxed muscles, and a calm mind. Thoughts drift softly, like leaves floating on a quiet stream, easing tension and creating space for restorative rest. When nature falls asleep in the jungle, it does so without hurry or force. Trees stand tall yet flexible, animals rest safely, and the environment maintains perfect balance. This serene state becomes a model for human rest, demonstrating that peace arrives naturally when one aligns with the gentle rhythms of the world. Surrounded by quiet leaves, slow-moving creatures, and soft wind, the listener is invited to follow, drifting effortlessly toward deep, comforting sleep. As the night deepens, the mountains take on an even more serene presence. Their jagged edges, softened by moonlight, glow gently against the dark sky. Snow-covered peaks shine faintly, reflecting the silver light in smooth, calming patterns. Wind moves slowly along the slopes, whispering across ridges and valleys, carrying a subtle chill that refreshes the air. The mountains, once imposing during the day, now feel protective, embracing the land beneath them in quiet stillness. In the higher regions, ice formations glimmer softly, their surfaces untouched and silent. The frozen landscape absorbs sound, creating a profound sense of peace. Every crack, every subtle shift in ice occurs slowly and deliberately, adding rhythm rather than disturbance. The mountains seem to breathe with measured patience, showing that even immense and solid forms can rest gracefully when the world slows around them. Forests on lower slopes respond to the mountains' calm. Trees bend gently in the night wind, their branches moving slowly, producing faint rustling sounds. Leaves shimmer with a soft glow from moonlight, and occasional droplets of melted snow fall quietly to the ground. Each movement is deliberate and peaceful, creating a natural cadence that guides the mind toward rest. The forest feels alive, yet completely at ease, balanced perfectly with the slow rhythm of the mountains above. Mountain animals adjust instinctively to the night. Larger mammals settle into sheltered areas, curling up beneath rocks or among thick vegetation. Smaller creatures hide in nooks and burrows, conserving warmth and energy. Nocturnal animals move with measured grace, guided by instinct and moonlight. Every motion is quiet, intentional, and synchronized with the gentle pace of the surrounding landscape. The night sky above the mountains remains vast and unchanging. Stars shine clearly through cold, crisp air, their light steady and reassuring. Clouds drift slowly, sometimes casting long shadows over slopes and valleys, and then pass without sudden interruption. This interplay between light and dark provides a comforting visual rhythm, inviting the mind to slow and synchronize with the natural pace of the night. In regions with active volcanoes, burning mountains take on a quieter, more subdued form at night. Lava flows slowly, glowing with warm, soft light rather than erupting violently. Smoke rises gently, mingling with the night air and drifting into the sky. Even these powerful forces of nature settle into a calm rhythm, reminding the observer that rest is possible even in places of intensity and energy. Snow-covered valleys reflect the gentle glow of moonlight, creating an expansive, quiet space. The snow muffles sound, softening footsteps, wind, and distant animal calls. Wind across these valleys moves smoothly, shaping the snow into gentle curves and patterns that flow naturally. Watching this slow interplay of light, snow, and air encourages the mind to release tension, creating a space for deep relaxation. The mountains also influence the surrounding climate. Slow, steady breezes carry cool air into forests, plains, and distant valleys, spreading calm far from their peaks. These subtle environmental rhythms connect regions seamlessly, demonstrating the interdependence of natural systems. The listener can sense this harmony even from afar, feeling the quiet influence of mountains on the world below. For the observer, nighttime mountains offer profound reassurance. Their stillness, slow movement, and protective presence encourage the body and mind to align with the rhythm of nature. Breathing slows, muscles relax, and thoughts become soft and unobtrusive. The vastness of the mountains invites a sense of perspective, allowing daily concerns to fade and giving space for restorative rest. When nature falls asleep across mountainous regions, it does so completely, gracefully, and with confidence. Snow, ice, rock, and living creatures all settle into patterns of calm. The slow flow of wind, the gentle illumination of moonlight, and the quiet presence of life combine to create a peaceful environment. Surrounded by this serenity, the listener is naturally guided toward deep, restful sleep, trusting the slow, enduring rhythm of the night. As the night continues, the gentle movements of wind around trees become even more pronounced, creating a soothing rhythm across forests and plains. During the day, wind often rushes or changes abruptly, but at night, it moves with purpose and calm. It glides across leaves, brushing branches in a measured way, producing a soft, continuous rustling sound. This natural melody becomes a guide for relaxation, allowing the mind to follow the steady pattern without effort. Trees respond to the night wind with quiet grace. Tall trunks remain firm and steady, while branches bend just enough to accommodate the flow. Leaves touch one another softly, producing faint whispers that blend seamlessly with the ambient stillness. The forest does not feel hurried or tense. Instead, it breathes in harmony with the wind. Each movement is slow and deliberate, forming a calming rhythm that resonates with the natural pace of night. Moisture clings to leaves and bark, occasionally forming droplets that fall gently to the ground. These tiny, random sounds punctuate the rustling of leaves, adding depth to the quiet symphony. The forest floor, covered with soft moss and fallen leaves, absorbs these sounds, creating a sense of muffled serenity. Every element, from the largest tree to the smallest droplet, contributes to the overall tranquility of the night. Animals within the forest adjust instinctively to this gentle atmosphere. Nocturnal creatures move softly, their steps deliberate and quiet. Birds rest in hidden branches, mammals curl into sheltered spaces, and insects reduce their activity to conserve energy. Every living being contributes to the collective calm, respecting the rhythm set by the night wind and the steady presence of trees. Higher in the mountains, wind moves through snow-covered forests with equal care. Snowflakes lift slightly, carried by gentle gusts before falling back slowly. The soft crunch of snow beneath occasional footsteps, combined with the whisper of moving branches, adds texture without breaking the peaceful ambience. Light reflects subtly off icy surfaces, creating a serene interplay of brightness and shadow that enhances the meditative atmosphere. The night sky above these forests frames the scene beautifully. Stars shine steadily through open gaps in the canopy, and the moon casts soft silver light on leaves and snow. Clouds drift slowly, guided by the same gentle wind that moves below. The interplay between celestial light and the movement of branches creates a slow visual rhythm, guiding the observer's eyes and mind toward calmness and introspection. In open plains and valleys, the wind shapes grasses and small plants, bending them gently and producing a soothing wave-like pattern. The sound is subtle yet continuous, blending harmoniously with distant streams, rustling leaves, and occasional animal movements. Even in the quietest corners, the influence of wind creates connection and flow, reminding the listener that the world moves together as one cohesive system. Nighttime in these landscapes encourages reflection and slow breathing. Observing the steady patterns of wind and tree movement naturally slows the heart rate. Muscles relax, releasing tension accumulated throughout the day. Thoughts lose their sharp edges, becoming soft and rhythmic, following the gentle cadence of the night around them. The harmony between wind, trees, and animals highlights an important lesson. Rest is a natural state when there is balance. Nothing forces itself. Everything flows gently according to the natural rhythm of night. The forest's quiet obedience to these rhythms offers reassurance, showing that peace arrives effortlessly when the world moves slowly and predictably. For the listener, this scene becomes a conduit to deep relaxation. By imagining the soft rustling of leaves, the gentle sway of branches, and the calm breath of wind, one can mirror these movements internally. The mind and body align with the environment, slowing and settling into a state of restful awareness. Every breath feels synchronized with the subtle pulse of the forest, guiding the listener toward restorative sleep. When nature falls asleep under the night wind, it does so with quiet dignity. Trees bend without strain, animals rest without worry, and every sound and movement contributes to a unified, peaceful atmosphere. Surrounded by soft wind, gentle trees, and the silent rhythm of life, the listener is invited to release all tension, embrace calm, and drift effortlessly into a deep, soothing sleep. As the night deepens, the snow-covered mountains take on an even more serene presence. During the day, these peaks appear bold and unyielding, but at night, they soften under the gentle silver light of the moon. Snow blankets ridges and slopes, creating smooth, flowing shapes that reflect faint glimmers in the still darkness. The mountains feel timeless and calm, as if they themselves are breathing slowly in rhythm with the world around them. The wind moves carefully along these peaks, gliding across icy surfaces without haste. It lifts small snowflakes into the air, carrying them in slow arcs before they settle gently back to the ground. The resulting dance of snow and air is graceful, hypnotic, and soothing. Each movement is deliberate, yet gentle, reinforcing the mountain's silent authority and the peaceful stillness of the night. Lower valleys mirror this tranquility. Forests resting under layers of snow seem to exhale slowly with each passing gust of wind. Trees sway gently, their branches bending under the weight of snow but never resisting. Soft rustling and the occasional whisper of falling snow contribute to a layered, natural soundscape that relaxes the mind and invites deep introspection. The forest appears alive yet completely at ease, synchronized perfectly with the slow rhythm of the mountains above. In some regions, burning mountains glow faintly in the night. Lava flows slowly and steadily, its warm orange light contrasting softly with the cool tones of snow and ice. Smoke rises in delicate, twisting patterns, blending seamlessly with drifting clouds and star-filled sky. Even these fiery landscapes move with a quiet, measured tempo at night, showing that rest can exist even amidst energy and intensity. The night sky above these mountains offers both clarity and comfort. Stars shine clearly through crisp, cold air, and the moon casts long, soft shadows across ridges, valleys, and forests. Clouds drift gently, moving with the same slow rhythm as wind and snow below. The interplay of light and shadow, solid forms and flowing patterns, creates a hypnotic visual experience that invites calm focus and deep relaxation. Animals adapt naturally to this quiet world. Larger mammals curl up among rocks or snow-covered underbrush, conserving warmth and energy. Smaller creatures burrow into snow, moss, or dense vegetation. Nocturnal animals move slowly, guided by instinct and the faint illumination of the moon. Every life form respects the rhythm of night, contributing to a collective stillness that is both natural and restorative. Streams and rivers flowing from these mountains reflect the calm above. Water moves steadily, flowing beneath ice in some areas and around rocks in others. The sound of moving water blends with the rustle of trees, the fall of snowflakes, and the subtle hiss of wind, forming a multi-layered soundscape that soothes the listener. Even distant echoes of ice cracking or rocks shifting occur gradually, reinforcing a sense of safety and balance. Snow also has the power to soften all extremes. Sharp edges of rocks and ridges are hidden under its gentle blanket, creating a smooth, calming environment. Sound is muffled, and movement slows naturally. This effect encourages a similar response in the observer, allowing the mind to settle and the body to relax in harmony with the quiet landscape. For the listener, imagining the slow dance of snowflakes, the gentle sway of trees, and the soft glow of distant lava helps synchronize breath, heartbeat, and awareness with the rhythm of the environment. Tension melts away, and the mind drifts, focusing only on the gentle, hypnotic patterns of movement and light around them. When nature falls asleep across these snowy and fiery mountains, it does so completely and gracefully. Snow, ice, lava, wind, and wildlife all settle into a harmonious balance. The combination of stillness, slow motion, and natural illumination creates a deeply peaceful environment. Surrounded by this serene world, the listener is guided naturally toward restorative, deep sleep, trusting the slow, enduring rhythm of the night. As night deepens across forests and plains, the subtle power of wind becomes more noticeable. During the day, wind can feel restless, rushing across landscapes and bending trees with force. At night, it slows to a gentle, guiding presence. It flows softly across fields, through trees, and over mountains, moving with patience and precision. Its touch is light, whispering through leaves and grasses, creating a slow, natural rhythm that encourages calm reflection and relaxation. Trees respond gracefully to the nighttime wind. Their tall trunks remain steady, while branches sway softly, bending just enough to follow the current of air. Leaves brush against each other in quiet, rhythmic patterns, creating gentle whispers that echo softly through the forest. Each pause between movements extends the sense of calm, forming a steady cadence that mirrors the natural breathing of the earth itself. Snow and ice enhance the serenity of this environment. Snow-covered branches carry the weight of ice delicately, moving in slow arcs as the wind passes through. Tiny ice particles lift briefly and then fall softly, adding a visual rhythm to the auditory harmony. The interplay of light, snow, and movement creates a hypnotic scene, inviting the mind to focus gently and relax deeply. In plains and open landscapes, the wind creates subtle patterns in grasses and low vegetation. Long blades ripple like waves, bending and straightening in a seamless flow. The movement is continuous yet unhurried, producing a soft visual melody that soothes the eyes and mind. Even the smallest details, the way a single leaf twitches or a small branch bends, contribute to a larger, harmonious rhythm. Animals adjust instinctively to these calm conditions. Nocturnal mammals move slowly, conserving energy and respecting the quiet environment. Birds rest quietly, tucked into sheltered branches, while insects reduce their activity, waiting for the night to pass. Every life form behaves in harmony with the gentle wind, contributing to the overall sense of peace that permeates the landscape. The night sky above interacts with the wind, clouds, and landscape to create a continuous visual and auditory flow. Stars appear steadily, casting pale light over forests, mountains, and plains. Clouds drift slowly, carried by the wind, sometimes dimming the moonlight or revealing it again in gradual movements. The subtle contrast between shadow and light adds depth to the scene, reinforcing the hypnotic rhythm of the night. Rivers and streams also respond to the gentle wind. Their surfaces ripple softly, reflecting faint moonlight and the moving clouds above. Water flows quietly around rocks and ice, creating a calming, constant sound. The combination of wind, moving water, and soft rustling leaves forms a layered natural symphony, ideal for slowing the mind and encouraging restful awareness. In colder regions, the night wind interacts with ice formations and snowfields in delicate ways. It lifts tiny snowflakes, creating slow spirals that drift down to the ground. The movement is graceful, smooth, and predictable, producing a visual and auditory calm that is both mesmerizing and restorative. The wind's touch on frozen landscapes emphasizes stillness while providing gentle motion, balancing quiet and flow. For the listener, imagining the gentle rhythm of night wind through trees, snow, and open fields encourages the body to follow suit. Breathing slows, muscles release tension, and the mind softens. Thoughts drift like leaves in the wind, unhurried and effortless, allowing deep relaxation and a sense of safety to settle over the body. When nature falls asleep with wind as its quiet guide, it does so fully and harmoniously. Trees bend without strain, snow and ice settle gently, water flows calmly, and animals rest securely. The combination of motion and stillness creates a profoundly peaceful environment. Surrounded by these slow rhythms, the listener is invited to release tension completely and drift naturally into deep, restorative sleep. As the night grows deeper, the serene rhythm of snow continues to shape the world in quiet, mesmerizing ways. Snowflakes drift slowly through the cold air, their delicate shapes catching faint moonlight before settling softly on the ground. Each flake seems to float without hurry, creating a hypnotic visual pattern as they accumulate gently. The landscape transforms into a vast, calming canvas of white, where movement is slow and sound is muffled by the soft blanket of snow. Trees, cloaked in snow, sway lightly in the gentle night wind. Branches bend under the weight but remain steady, creating subtle arcs that move in harmony with the air. Occasionally, tiny snowflakes detach and drift down slowly, adding a soft whisper to the otherwise quiet environment. The forest feels alive but undisturbed, a natural sanctuary where every sound and movement exists in balance. Animals adapt instinctively to this peaceful night. Nocturnal mammals tread softly across snow-covered ground, conserving energy and moving with care. Birds roost in branches, protected from the chill, and insects remain hidden, conserving warmth. Every creature respects the stillness, contributing to a collective sense of calm that envelopes the forest, mountains, and plains alike. High mountains, coated in ice and snow, appear even more majestic under the moonlight. Peaks reflect soft silver hues, and gentle wind lifts light flurries of snow from the ridges, letting them settle again with quiet grace. The combination of movement and stillness produces a hypnotic effect, encouraging the observer to slow breathing and ease tension. The mountains seem to hold the world in a protective embrace, offering a sense of security and continuity. Rivers and streams flowing through these snowy landscapes mirror the calm above. Water moves slowly beneath thin layers of ice or around snow-covered banks, producing a soft, consistent sound. Occasionally, ice shifts slightly, creating faint echoes that fade into silence. This harmony between water, snow, and wind generates a layered, peaceful soundscape that relaxes the mind and body alike. The night sky above this scene remains vast and still. Stars shine steadily through the crisp, cold air, and the moon casts long, gentle shadows over snow-covered trees, mountains, and plains. Clouds drift slowly, guided by soft winds, occasionally dimming or revealing the moonlight. This subtle interplay of light, shadow, and movement enhances the hypnotic, meditative quality of the night. In forests and plains, the snow muffles sounds naturally. Footsteps, falling branches, or distant animal movements are softened, creating an environment of deep stillness. The quiet is not empty but rich with subtle, layered activity that feels gentle and deliberate. This delicate balance encourages a sense of safety and restfulness, ideal for guiding the mind into calm awareness. Wind moving through snowy landscapes carries a gentle chill and faint, fresh sense of ice, trees, and earth. Its passage is smooth, brushing snow and branches softly, creating both visual and auditory flow. The rhythm of this movement encourages slow, deliberate breathing, and muscles respond by releasing tension naturally. Every element, from snowflakes to mountains, participates in the slow, restorative rhythm of the night. For the listener, envisioning this snowy, calm environment brings immediate relaxation. Following the drift of snowflakes, the sway of branches, and the gentle flow of rivers allows the mind to synchronize with the slow, natural patterns around it. Thoughts become light and gentle, breathing deepens, and the body settles fully into rest. When nature falls asleep amidst snow and ice, it does so completely and gracefully. Snow blankets every surface, wind flows gently through trees, water moves quietly in streams, and animals rest undisturbed. The combination of stillness and gentle movement creates a profound sense of peace. Surrounded by this quiet, snow-covered world, the listener is guided effortlessly toward deep, restorative sleep, fully aligned with the calm, enduring rhythm of the night. As night deepens, the world of burning mountains enters a rare, hypnotic calm. During the day, volcanoes and lava flows command attention with their intensity and heat, but at night, their power softens into a gentle glow. Lava moves slowly, almost languidly, spreading warm light across dark rock and shadowed landscapes. This glow does not overwhelm the night but complements it, blending seamlessly with the cool, silvery moonlight that touches nearby snow, trees, and rivers. The air around these mountains carries warmth balanced with a faint, cool breeze. Smoke rises steadily, twisting gently into the sky before drifting away with patience. The movement is slow, rhythmic, and mesmerizing. The contrast of warm, glowing lava against cold, moonlit surroundings creates a visual harmony that captivates the eyes while relaxing the mind. It is a scene of intensity softened by the deliberate pace of night. Animals in the surrounding landscape adjust to this environment naturally. Nocturnal creatures avoid the heat yet remain calm, finding shelter in rock formations, forests, or deep crevices. Their movements are measured and quiet, respecting the subtle power of the night volcano. Even birds resting in nearby trees seem aware of the warm glow, their feathers catching the faint light but remaining still. Every life form participates in the shared calm of the nighttime scene. Wind moves gently around the volcanic slopes. It carries the faint scent of smoke and warm stone, mingling with cooler mountain air. The breeze lifts small ash particles and dust, scattering them slowly before they settle again. The interplay of wind, light, and movement produces a hypnotic visual and auditory rhythm, ideal for quiet observation and relaxation. Rivers and streams near these fiery landscapes continue their slow, steady flow. Water reflects the orange-red glow of lava and the silver light of the moon, creating shimmering patterns that dance gently across the surface. The sounds of flowing water combine with distant faint rumblings, soft rustles of wind, and the occasional falling stone to create a layered, calming soundscape. Each element contributes to a sense of safety and natural balance. Snow on nearby peaks contrasts gently with molten flows below. The stillness of snow and ice emphasizes the deliberate pace of lava, highlighting the harmony between extremes. Cold and warmth coexist without conflict, teaching the observer a lesson in balance and acceptance. This subtle contrast encourages the mind to release tension, focusing instead on the gentle, flowing patterns of light and movement. The night sky above these mountains remains vast and steady. Stars sparkle calmly, unaffected by the glow below. Clouds drift slowly, sometimes dimming or enhancing the moonlight, creating soft visual shifts that do not disrupt the peace of the scene. This combination of celestial calm and earthly glow forms a perfect balance, supporting a meditative, restorative state for anyone observing. For the listener, imagining burning mountains at night provides a unique form of relaxation. The slow movement of lava, the gentle rise of smoke, the quiet presence of nocturnal life, and the steady rhythm of wind encourage deep, rhythmic breathing. Thoughts soften, awareness expands gently, and muscles release tension naturally. The mind is drawn toward a state of restful calm. When nature falls asleep around burning mountains, it does so with quiet grace. Lava continues to flow, rivers move steadily, wind circulates softly, and animals rest undisturbed. The combination of movement and stillness creates a serene, balanced environment. Surrounded by the warm glow, the cool air, and the slow rhythms of nature, the listener is guided effortlessly into deep, restorative sleep, fully attuned to the calm, enduring rhythm of the night. As night deepens, the gentle rhythm of nighttime wind around trees becomes a central element in the forest's tranquility. During the day, wind often rushes unpredictably, rustling leaves sharply and bending branches suddenly. At night, it flows slowly and deliberately, gliding across treetops and through undergrowth with patience and calm. Its presence is soothing, like a soft voice whispering through the forest, creating a rhythm that mirrors the steady heartbeat of the earth itself. Trees respond to this wind with subtle movements. Tall trunks remain upright and strong, while branches sway gently, bending gracefully with each passing gust. Leaves brush lightly against one another, producing a soft, continuous rustling sound that blends seamlessly with the quiet night. Each pause and motion contributes to a hypnotic cadence, drawing the listener's attention inward and inviting relaxation. The forest floor, covered in soft moss, fallen leaves, and earth, absorbs sound, amplifying the peacefulness. Tiny droplets of dew occasionally fall from leaves, landing with barely a whisper. The combination of rustling leaves, soft impacts, and distant nocturnal calls creates a layered, natural symphony that soothes the mind and encourages a meditative state. Every element feels alive but entirely at ease, participating in the collective calm of the night. Animals move carefully in this environment. Nocturnal mammals tread lightly across the forest floor, respecting the subtle balance of wind, branches, and undergrowth. Birds remain quiet, tucked safely in branches, and smaller creatures find shelter among roots and foliage. The slow, deliberate rhythm of movement and sound emphasizes harmony, illustrating the peaceful coexistence of life during the night. High above, the sky complements this scene. Stars shine steadily, and the moon casts a soft glow, illuminating tree canopies and creating delicate patterns of light and shadow. Clouds drift slowly, guided by the same gentle wind that moves below. The interplay of celestial light, swaying branches, and moving clouds creates a visual and auditory experience that encourages deep focus and relaxation. In open plains adjacent to forests, night wind creates subtle movements in grasses and smaller plants. Blades of grass bend and straighten rhythmically, echoing the soft cadence found in the trees. The sound is delicate yet persistent, blending with distant water, rustling leaves, and faint animal calls. This interconnectedness between land, forest, and air creates a cohesive, calming environment, ideal for rest and quiet reflection. Snow and ice, when present in the landscape, enhance the tranquil effect of wind. Flurries drift slowly, lifted gently by the air before settling softly on branches, leaves, and ground. The soft crunch of snow beneath occasional footsteps, combined with the whisper of wind, adds texture without breaking the hypnotic stillness. Movement and stillness coexist perfectly, reinforcing a sense of balance and harmony. For the listener, imagining nighttime wind weaving through trees and across snowy landscapes encourages natural relaxation. Breathing aligns with the steady rhythm, muscles release tension, and thoughts soften and drift. The slow sway of branches, gentle rustling of leaves, and soft patter of snowflakes provide a soothing focus, guiding the mind toward restful awareness. When nature falls asleep under the night wind, it does so completely, harmoniously, and with quiet dignity. Trees bend without strain, snow and ice settle gently, animals move and rest respectfully, and the forest participates in a gentle, collective breathing. Surrounded by this slow, calming rhythm, the listener is invited to release tension, immerse in tranquility, and drift naturally into deep, restorative sleep. As the night reaches its final hours, the combined serenity of sea, sky, and wind creates a landscape of absolute calm. The sea moves slowly, waves rolling gently and predictably toward the shore. Moonlight shimmers across the water, reflecting the vast sky above in a silver ribbon that seems to stretch endlessly. Each wave rises and falls in soft repetition, forming a rhythm that is both hypnotic and soothing, inviting the mind and body to relax deeply. Above the ocean, the sky appears infinite and steady. Stars twinkle faintly, casting a soft glow that complements the moonlight. Clouds drift lazily, moved by gentle winds that echo the slow cadence of the waves below. This alignment of sky, sea, and air creates a sense of balance and harmony that reassures and relaxes, giving the observer a feeling of being cradled in nature's embrace. Wind interacts delicately with both sea and land. Its soft touch brushes across waves, creating faint ripples that shimmer under moonlight. Along coastlines, wind flows through dunes and coastal vegetation, producing subtle, rustling sounds that blend seamlessly with the gentle roar of the sea. The combined soundscape is layered yet soothing, a perfect lullaby for anyone listening, encouraging slower breathing and deeper relaxation. Nighttime animals near the coast adjust instinctively to the calm environment. Nocturnal birds remain perched quietly, mammals rest in dunes and underbrush, and marine creatures glide effortlessly beneath the water's surface. Each life form participates in the collective stillness, respecting the slow rhythm set by wind, water, and moonlight. Even the smallest sounds, such as a distant splash or faint wing beat, are gentle, blending with the environment instead of breaking it. Snow or ice along certain coastlines enhances the peaceful effect. Frozen surfaces reflect moonlight, creating visual continuity between sky, sea, and land. Occasional drifting snowflakes or ice crystals catch the light, producing subtle sparkles that contribute to the hypnotic visual flow. The interplay of cold textures and soft illumination provides a calm sensory experience, reinforcing relaxation and a sense of quiet awe. Rivers and streams flowing into the sea maintain the same gentle, deliberate pace. Water moves smoothly around rocks and ice, creating soft, rhythmic sounds that mix with the ocean's gentle waves. This integration of freshwater and saltwater elements highlights the interconnectedness of natural systems. The listener feels this harmony intuitively, encouraging a sense of alignment and balance within their own body and mind. The night sky above the water mirrors the movement below. Stars and moonlight reflect on the surface, creating trails of shimmering light that rise and fall with each wave. Clouds drift slowly, sometimes dimming the moon, then passing to reveal its glow again. The combined visual and auditory experience forms a natural meditation, offering a gentle focus that calms thoughts and eases tension. The subtle movement of wind around trees along the coast adds another layer of serenity. Leaves sway softly, brushing against one another and producing faint, rhythmic whispers. The sound harmonizes with the waves, moonlight, and drifting clouds, forming a multidimensional sensory lullaby. This gentle combination encourages the listener to release mental distractions and focus on the natural flow surrounding them. For the observer, the harmony of sea, sky, wind, and nightlife provides a perfect environment for restorative sleep. The rhythm of waves, the subtle illumination of moonlight, and the gentle sway of vegetation synchronize with breathing and heartbeat, allowing muscles to relax completely. Thoughts soften and drift like clouds across the sky, leaving a sense of safety, calm, and profound peace. When nature falls asleep in this coastal landscape, it does so fully, gracefully, and with quiet dignity. Water moves, wind flows, animals rest, and the sky watches serenely. The collective stillness of sea, land, and air creates an environment of perfect calm. Surrounded by these slow, harmonious rhythms, the listener is guided effortlessly into deep, restorative sleep, fully aligned with the gentle, enduring flow of the natural world. As the night reaches its final, quiet peak, every element of nature moves in harmony, creating a world of absolute calm. The sea glides softly beneath the moonlight, each wave a gentle rise and fall that echoes the rhythm of breathing. Ice floats silently on distant waters, reflecting faint silver light, while rivers trickle slowly toward the ocean, their movement measured and smooth. The combined flow of water, whether salt, fresh, or frozen, produces a gentle, unbroken lullaby that envelopes the land, sea, and sky alike. Mountains, snow-covered and still, stand like watchful guardians. Their peaks, softened by moonlight, glow faintly against the dark sky. Wind passes over ridges and valleys in slow, deliberate arcs, brushing trees and snow-laden branches with delicate care. Each breath of wind is a whisper, a soft touch that reminds all living things of the peaceful continuity of night. The mountains and forests respond naturally, bending, swaying, and breathing in sync with the quiet rhythm of the air. Forests remain calm, their trees moving subtly with each passing gust. Leaves brush softly, branches sway, and the forest floor, covered with moss and fallen leaves, absorbs sound to maintain a profound sense of tranquility. Nocturnal animals tread gently, while others rest in hidden hollows and underbrush. Even the smallest insects pause their activity, participating in the collective serenity. The forest hums quietly with life, yet it feels perfectly at ease, unhurried, and complete. High above, the night sky stretches endlessly. Stars twinkle softly, their light steady and soothing, while the moon casts gentle illumination across mountains, forests, and oceans. Clouds drift lazily, moved by the slow rhythm of the night wind. The interplay of light, shadow, and movement creates a dynamic yet calm visual harmony that guides the mind towards stillness and deep contemplation. Every glance skyward is a reminder of space, time, and the gentle flow of nature. Along the coasts, night wind interacts with trees, grasses, and water in a continuous, harmonious dance. Waves lap quietly against the shore, the breeze lifts leaves and tiny snowflakes, and distant animal calls punctuate the stillness without breaking it. This interconnected symphony of elements demonstrates the balance and unity of the natural world, showing that life and rest coexist seamlessly. Burning mountains glow faintly in the distance, their slow-moving lava contrasting gently with the cold, moonlit environment. Smoke rises lazily, curling into the night sky and blending with clouds. Even in these powerful landscapes, rest is evident. Movement continues, but without urgency. Warmth and cold, fire and ice, motion and stillness coexist in perfect harmony, offering the listener a sense of security and awe. Rivers, streams, and waterfalls flow smoothly, reflecting moonlight and the surrounding landscape. Ice and snow along their banks enhance the tranquility, muffling sound and creating gentle visual patterns. The soft gurgle of water adds a soothing layer to the already hypnotic environment, reinforcing relaxation and mental calm. For the observer, imagining this complete landscape encourages deep, restorative rest. Following the slow rhythm of waves, the gentle sway of trees, the drifting of snowflakes, and the movement of clouds aligns body and mind with the natural cadence of night. Breathing slows naturally, muscles release tension, and the mind softens into a state of peaceful awareness. As nature falls asleep completely, it does so with dignity, grace, and harmony. Mountains, oceans, forests, ice, snow, wind, and wildlife all participate in the same slow, restorative rhythm. Nothing is hurried, nothing is forced. Everything flows according to the gentle pace of night. The balance and unity of all elements create an environment perfectly suited to rest, reflection, and deep sleep. Surrounded by this serene world, the listener is encouraged to let go completely. The gentle rise and fall of waves, the whisper of wind through trees, the soft glow of moonlight on mountains and ice, and the rhythmic movement of all living things combine into a natural, continuous lullaby. In this final moment of the night, the mind is calm, the body is relaxed, and sleep comes effortlessly, guided by the slow, enduring rhythm of the natural world. The night, now fully embraced, is silent but alive. Every element contributes to the deep, tranquil harmony that surrounds the listener. With each passing breath, tension dissolves further, and the body sinks fully into rest. Nature, having fallen asleep in perfect balance, offers its final gift, a profound sense of peace, safety, and the gentle, hypnotic cadence of night, carrying the listener into the deepest, most restorative sleep.